Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. Let's take you through to Jaipur, where French President Emmanuel Macron has landed. These are visuals coming in from the Jaipur airport now. The Prime Minister will also be in Jaipur shortly, and the two are, of course, expected to indulge in a few meetings today itself. The French President is going to be India's guest of honor for the Republic Day parade. These are some of the dignitaries welcoming the French President at the airport. As I mentioned, the Prime Minister will be landing shortly. The two are expected to do a small roadshow as well. My colleague Abhishek Jha is joining us from Jaipur. Abhishek, tell us more.
Well, there is an excitement for the arrival of French President Emmanuel Macron, who has just landed a while ago in Jaipur. His first program is going to be visiting the Amer fortress or the palace of Amer, where he is going to be welcomed with a very colorful folk and dance. The local music flavor is going to be all around him. He's also going to have some interaction with students and social activists, French nationals, and most likely he may have some interaction with media also there. But for now, we know that the state government and the state government has left no stone unturned to impress and to greet French President in the best possible way. We have learned that there are going to be some very decorated camels and elephant also who are going to accompany all those musical and dance extravaganza that is going to be there. But after that, the first bilateral engagement or the bilateral meeting that French President is going to actually have with Prime Minister Narendra Modi, that will start from Jantar Mantar, and from there they will go to Hawa Mahal, where of course there will be some sightseeing and they will spend some time there. About a kilometer road, the stretch of road has been all decked up and the security has been beefed up, where both the leaders are going to have a road show or Shobha Yatra. They will be sitting in an open jeep and waving to the people lined up on both the sides, and the entire arrangement have been made there to ensure that they do have the best of the visuals of this historic city. The Hawa Mahal to the Sanganeri Gate, this 1 kilometer stretch will be the road show of the French President, and after that they will go to Rajabag, where Prime Minister Modi will be hosting him for a private dinner. So that is the broad outline of French President's engagement, a few hours that is going to spend in Jaipur.
Right, Abhishek, just stay with me. I want to go across to former diplomat Ashok Sajjanhar also joining us. Mr. Sajjanhar, what do you reckon is going to be the biggest message that Emmanuel Macron is sending, not just to Indians but to the world, by arriving in India for this two-day visit? It was a bit of a late invite as the chief guest for the Republic Day parade. Very publicly it had come out that the US president was unable to come, and the invite was sent to the French president and he obliged. What do you think is the biggest message Emmanuel Macron is sending?
I think the biggest message is that the relationship and the friendship between India and France, it's a time-tested partnership, that there is a great measure of trust and confidence between the two countries, and the two countries are supportive of each other. And today, when we see in this environment, in these circumstances, when there is so much of uncertainty in the world, there is much of turbulence in the world, you need strong countries which are standing together. Both the countries have also demonstrated that they follow the path of strategic autonomy. And so whether it is dealing with all these challenges, dealing with the, as far as the economic problems in the world are concerned, as far as the Indo-Pacific is concerned, because both the countries have assets in the Indian Ocean as well as in the France has assets also in the Pacific Ocean. So I think on the Indo-Pacific area also, the stance of both the countries is very similar. I think it is a partnership that is remarkably free of tension, free of problems. France is one country, although it's a part of the West, it's a part of G7, it's a part of NATO, but it has never taken a stand against India, whether it was in 1998 against the Indian nuclear test, or it is as far as the position of India in terms of its relations with Russia right now are concerned, in terms of our imports of oil from there. France has never said anything, either openly or otherwise, criticizing India, against India, trying to pressure India. So I think there is a huge element of bilateral understanding and trust and confidence between the two countries. And I think this is the message that as far as there are different areas, whether it is defense, whether it is nuclear energy, whether it is space, it is innovation, it's technology. Both the countries are working together very well. But I think
you mentioned strategic autonomy, and one episode that comes to mind, Ashok Sajjanhar, is the recent Russia-Ukraine conflict, isn't it? I mean, you mentioned how France is part of the G7 and the West Bloc and NATO, but the French president's position on the Russia-Ukraine conflict was more pragmatic than some of the other Western countries, which is what India's approach has also been. Could be for different reasons. India, of course, has a very time-tested tie with Russia as well. But France was also one of those countries led by Emmanuel Macron that, was pushing for more pragmatic solutions.
No, you're absolutely right. You would recall that right till the last day, I think France was engaged. He even traveled to Moscow, he traveled to Kiev, he had interactions with the leadership in both the countries, trying to bring them to, to a common understanding, common position as to how the war could be avoided. I think President Macron did not leave any stone unturned to get the two countries together. But of course, he did not succeed, he failed. But still, even after that, he has been, whether it is to come to some sort of a negotiated settlement or to have a ceasefire on this, in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, he's been working on that and he's been articulating his position exactly like Prime Minister Modi told Mr. Putin in Samarkand that this is not an era of war and we should try to resolve this conflict through dialogue and diplomacy.
Right.
So I think the position of both these countries on all these major international issues, if you look even at the Indo-Pacific strategy of that France has come out with, there is a huge similarity between that of India and France. And if you look at even, the trilateral exercises between France, India, UAE that we are conducting, I think there are so many areas where we are working together, and this visit, I'm sure, will give a further fillip to our cooperation, collaboration, particularly, I think, also in the area of nuclear energy, definitely in the area of importing this 26 Rafale jets that we have been speaking about, but I think also in other significant areas.
Oh, absolutely. Big visit. It's always going to have a lot of meaning that it carries with this. Ashok Sajjanhar, just stay with me. I want to go back across to my colleague Abhishek Jha, who continues to be in Jaipur tracking this visit. The Prime Minister of India will be in Jaipur shortly. Abhishek, he will be escorting the President of France for a small roadshow, and then they'll go to a hotel, have some diplomatic meetings as well. This is, of course, happening on the eve of Republic Day celebrations, for which Emmanuel Macron is going to be the chief guest. Any particular reason, Abhishek, that Jaipur has been chosen as the city to host the French president?
Well, Jaipur happens to be a city which hosts largest number of French tourists. About 10 lakh French tourists who visit India. About 5 lakh of them, visits this city of Jaipur, and much more than go to the South India, where in the state of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, which has a long and historic French connection. So that happens to be one of the reasons why the economy or the tourist economy of Jaipur is largely supported by the arriving French tourists. You can say that for every French tourist visiting Jaipur, it is as much as important as Indians visiting Eiffel Tower in France, and about 2.5 times of number of Indians visit France every year. So tourism is one of the largest on the agenda when French President will be visiting this city. Clearly, it will give yet another positive impression in the minds of French nationals and who would come in larger number. Also, this year marks a very unique relationship between India and France. This year happens to be the 25th anniversary or the silver jubilee of India-France strategic partnership that was started exactly 25 years ago on 26th January 1998. Since then, we have seen how India-France relationship has strengthened, and also in a very unique gesture, French President is reciprocating what Indian Prime Minister had done in the month of July when he had been a chief guest during French Bastille Day celebration. So this also marks a unique reciprocal gesture from the French side when French President Emmanuel Macron will be becoming the only sixth leader in India-France from the French side who will be, making an appearance as the chief guest on the Republic Day celebration.
Right. And Abhishek, I can see, of course, the Chief Minister of Rajasthan has greeted the French President at the airport. There is, of course, Foreign Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar as well. Could you take us through some of the meetings that are lined up by both sides?
Well, the meetings in Jaipur are mostly going to be making him feel good about Jaipur, treating him with all the local flavor, colorful welcome is awaiting him at the fort of Amer or the palace of Amer. External Affairs Minister Jaishankar will be accompanying the French delegation and the French President to the entire time that French President will be during this visit in the fort of Amer. Likely, the Deputy CM of Rajasthan is also going to be, welcoming French President there, and French President is going to have some social engagement also. He wanted to visit this palace and enjoy the beauty and overlooking city from the palace. The entire tour, that 1 kilometer of stretch of roadshow, is also going to be very interesting for him. And one of the most interesting part would be him having a cup of tea with Prime Minister Narendra Modi. That will be sort of chai pe charcha between the two leaders. And French President is also going to buy some woodcraft or artifact from there. And now, French President will be also paying those, purchases that he will be doing at near Hawa Mahal through UPI. So that will be a testament to India's growing digital presence in terms of economic transaction, which has become a phenomena globally.
Yes, so Amer Fort, Jantar Mantar, Hawa Mahal to be some of the venues that Jaipur will showcase. I see, Abhishek, you're at Hawa Mahal yourself. Could you just give us a sense of what the preparations are like where you are?
Well, I can show you clearly the kind of crowd that has started assembling on this route, which is about 1 kilometer starting from Hawa Mahal till Sanganeri Gate, when Prime Minister Modi is going to be around. People all dressed up in local robes also with the typical Rajasthani pagadi, and also that side on the right side of me you can see the entire the way that has been reserved for the cavalcade that will be going across, and on the both sides there are shops of artisans, of jewelers, of clothes, of leather products, which are essentially part of Rajasthan's culture, and these are high in demand. So every foreign tourist who happens to visit Jaipur essentially visits this particular locality that is near to Hawa Mahal, and where hundreds of shops they have been selling these local artisan products, and they are also selling a brand, sending the image of brand India across the world. French President, as we were talking, are largest in number who happens to arrive in Jaipur, and this is the peak season. So of course these shop owners, the hotel owners and the tourist industry in the Jaipur, they are very pleased that French President himself is going to be here, and his visit will certainly give some kind of positive image and some kind of boost to the already thriving industry that Jaipur has been hosting for decades, especially in the minds of foreign tourists.